Obama's on the campaign trail for Kamala Harris, and I'm telling you, I have never seen Obama quite like this. He happened to zero in on one of the main problems with Trumpism and how it's affected our politics. And I'm telling you, Obama was pissed. I have not seen him this feisted ever, but I think the point he made here is just so timely. It is about the principle of how politics operates now, where we have two candidates running for president, and on one side, on the Trump-Vance side, those guys will literally just stand up there and tell outright lies and gaslight over and over and over again. And somehow, we've just come to accept this. Seriously, Obama was not having it, and I don't think we should either. Let's watch the clip.
And President Biden and Vice President Harris were down there meeting with local officials and comforting families, asking how they could help. And Donald Trump at a rally just started making up stories about the Biden administration withholding aid from Republican areas.
Such bullshit.
And siphoning off aid to give to undocumented immigrants. Just made the stuff up. Everybody knew it wasn't true. Even local Republicans said it was not true.
Yeah, and he should be devastated, bro, for all those lies.
Now the people of Florida are dealing with another devastating storm. And I want you to watch what happens over the next few days, just like the last time. You're going to have leaders who try to help, and then
it's not even a leader.
A guy who will just lie about it to score political points, and this has consequences. Because people are afraid and they've lost everything, and now they're trying to figure out, how do I apply for help? And some of them may be discouraged from getting the help they need.
Yeah, Trump doesn't care about them at all, dude.
Intentionally trying to deceive people in their most desperate and vulnerable moments. And my question is, when did that become okay? I'm not looking for applause right now.
Dude, he looks pissed.
I want to ask Republicans out there, people who are conservative, who didn't vote for me, who didn't agree with me. I had friends who disagreed with me on every issue. When did that become okay? Why would we go along with that?
It's a fair question. There was a time when the difference between liberal and conservative was a question of how much do we fund the military? How much are our tax rates? You know what I'm saying? There used to be well, how are we going to borrow money, or where are we going to allocate our resources? And there would be different opinions about funding social programs and shit. And there were many battles over that stuff. But there were people, though, that respected each other in government that were merely disagreeing with some political tendencies. But they were meeting up in rooms together and trying to hammer out some type of solution that worked for everybody. But they had a general respect for the people that were in that room. They were all in government. They were all representatives. And their job was to come to some type of consensus. That's what that was about. And then if there was a hurricane, or if there was an earthquake, or if there was some type of a freeway collapse, we would all get together and go and fix the problem. But now, guys, we have like the Trumpism part of the Republican Party where they just literally make up out and out lies in order to try and disparage everybody but their leader. They go to the debate and they lie. He lies about Haitian immigrants. They did not eat animals. They were not eating cats or dogs. They were not stealing geese. All of that was lies. It was all bullshit. Straight up lies, just to demonize people of color and immigrants. Trump is touting a lie about 13,000 murderers coming through while Kamala Harris was the border person or during Biden's tenure. That is a lie. Dude, those numbers are from 40 years of data, including Trump's administration. Again, a lie. There's disaster happening in North Carolina, and Trump is lying. all these right-wing influencers who coincidentally were taking millions from Russia, right? Like, what the is that about? And they're all lying. So now their thing is to stand up there and just make up a bunch of lies and then not work with anybody. Like Anna Paulina Luna from Florida, her district got hit by Milton. She voted against FEMA funding. She voted to defund the very group that she's now depending on to rebuild her fucking district. And that's what these fucking MAGA Republicans are doing. They won't vote for shit. And then when it happens, they're like, oh, please help us. Please. They voted against all the infrastructure bills. And then once they get money from the infrastructure bill that Biden passed, they're like, we got millions for our district. Dude, it's crazy, bro. We live in a time now where the leaders of the Republican Party are making shit up. You have like the MAGA people like Marjorie Taylor Greene saying that they're controlling the hurricanes. And Donald Trump is making shit up about people eating animals or lying about hurricane relief. And they're literally telling people, don't trust FEMA. I've been seeing people online who are saying that their like grandparents won't take help from FEMA because Donald Trump told them not to trust them. Like, dude, people are going to die because of that shit. It's so dumb.
I mean, if your coworkers acted like that, they wouldn't be your coworkers very long. If you're in business and somebody you're doing business with
it's just lying,
outright lies and manipulates, you stop doing business.
You would give them the fucking boot in the ass.
If you had a family member who acted like that, you might still love them, but you tell them you got a problem, and you wouldn't put them in charge of anything. And yet, when Donald Trump lies or cheats or shows utter disregard for our Constitution, when he calls POWs losers or fellow citizens vermin.
Dude, that shit is crazy.
People make excuses for it.
And you're right, they are okay on the Alex Jones tip.
They think, well,
there's
at least
no difference.
He's owning the libs.
That's what's so crazy, is there used to be people like Alex Jones, people like Nick Fuentes, these like way out racist weirdos or way out conspiracy people. But now the difference between Nick Fuentes and the average MAGA person is like about 2 inches, bro. The difference between Alex Jones and Marjorie Taylor Greene is like 1 centimeter. They're the same people, bro.
Or cheats or shows utter disregard for our Constitution when he calls POWs losers or fellow citizens vermin. People make excuses for it. They think it's okay. They think, well, at least he's owning the libs. He's really sticking it to them.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's about.
It's right? Okay, as long as our side wins.
Yeah, that's really what it's about, the sticking it to them. I mean, that's what I see from people, even now. You know, there are these gamer people that consider themselves to be right-wing, and they're not okay with me being left-wing. They want to, like, stick it to me. It's like they want to come into my space over and over and over again, and they want to actively, like, harm me in some way. They want to injure me. It's like they can't just let me be left-wing and have my thing and go off and do my thing. They need to go out of their way to teach me a lesson or make me hurt or rub something in my face. It's weird. It is a weird sort of vengeful unhappiness that they carry.
As long as our side wins. And by the way, I'm sorry, gentlemen. I've noticed this especially with some men who seem to think Trump's behavior, the bullying and the putting people down,
that it's like manly. It's not
strength.
It's not, dude. It's weakness. Dude, it is weakness, bro. It is.
I am here to tell you that is not what real strength is.
No, not at all.
It never has been.
When you try to dominate,
real strength is about working hard and carrying a heavy load without complaining.
Oh my God.
Real strength is...
Can you imagine that line right there? Carrying a heavy load without complaining. That's a big deal. Can you imagine Donald Trump carrying any kind of a load without complaining? Any kind of a load. Like, all Donald Trump is
about taking responsibility for your actions and telling the truth, even when it's inconvenient. Real strength is about helping people who need it and standing up for those who can't always stand up for themselves.
Yeah, that's true. And real strength is about helping people and not asking for anything in return.
That is what we should want for our daughters and for our sons. And that is what I want to see in a president of the United States of America.
Oh, shit. He just went off, bro. Dude, he's pissed. I'm telling you, he was on fire. Now, it wasn't all seriousness. There were a couple lighthearted moments, though, too, that I think hit another side of these two candidacies. Even though the spirit of it was fun, I think this thing he highlighted about Trump changing a tire just really kind of shows you how out of touch Trump is and how he doesn't even have the basic skills of like a normal human being. And yet, he wants to be in charge of us all. Obama's just so good at this, dude. He's a champ. Watch this.
She will have an outstanding partner in Governor Tim Walz. Tim is a veteran. He is a teacher. He's a coach. He's a hunter. He's been a great governor working with Democrats and Republicans to get stuff done. He can also take a vintage truck apart and put it back together again. You think Donald Trump can do that? For that matter, do you think Donald Trump has ever changed a tire in his life? I'm just trying to picture it.
Dude, isn't that hilarious? It's so true, though. I bet Donald Trump has literally never changed a tire in his entire life. I bet he's never even been present while a tire was being changed. Isn't that wild? Can you imagine him trying to change a tire or do anything that requires some measure of like functional skill? And last but not least, the myth I've been hearing my entire life is about how Republicans are good with the economy. Newsflash, Republicans aren't good with the economy. They've never been good with the economy. And here's Barack bringing that exact point home in a way that only he can.
And the reason some people think, well, I don't know, I remember that economy when he first came in being pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good, because it was my economy.
Yeah, it was.
We had 75 straight months of job growth that I handed over to him. It wasn't something he did. I had spent 8 years cleaning up the mess that the Republicans had left me the last time.
Dude, that's so accurate. I have literally watched this, guys, my whole life, bro, starting with Clinton, where what I have watched is I watched Republicans get in power. You had Reagan and Bush, and America was in debt. Nothing was getting done. We were struggling. Everything was struggling. Then Clinton took over, balanced the budget, and straightened a whole bunch of shit out. We saw a whole bunch of prosperity. They passed an assault rifles ban. Crime went way down. Shootings went way down. And then another Bush got in office. And then within a couple of years, bro, we were getting spanked again. It did not take long at all. And all our money got spent on wars and corporate handouts and just, dude, we were devastated, bro. Everybody was gaming the systems, the financial systems and shit. And then we went through a massive recession and a housing market crash. And then Obama gets in there and starts, resuscitating shit. And they get the economy back on an even keel and it's jamming. And then Trump takes over. And what happened? There's a trade war with China. He fucks over the farmers. He gives a massive tax break to the rich again to sort of redo the Reagan bullshit. And then as soon as there's a crisis, COVID, dude, he fucking falls apart and everything goes to shit again. And then he makes a terrible deal with OPEC to cut supply of oil that affects worldwide inflation after he fucks up COVID. So then for 2 years after that, Biden has to come in and try to fix his goddamn mess. He added $8 trillion to the deficit in 4 years. Unbelievable, bro. And now Biden has spent 4 years cleaning up his mess, finally gets shit under control, passes a whole bunch of legislation to help expand businesses, bring manufacturing jobs back. And Trump wants to get in there and trash it again with this goddamn talk about 1890 and the fucking tariffs, bro. He's just a fucking idiot, dude.
So just in case everybody has a hazy memory, he didn't do nothing.
He didn't.
Except those big tax cuts.
Yeah. That was all he did, was he took a great economy and then he gave a bunch of free money to wealthy people, bro. Jesus. Roe v. Wade, now they want to go after birth control and IVF and gay marriage and interracial marriage. Like, bro, next thing you know, we're going to be like Oklahoma, bro. Here's what Trump is going to leave us with. If Donald Trump gets in office again, you know what's going to be next for America, guys? It's going to be this, bro. Right here. This is what's going to be awaiting us. There's going to be Trump Bibles stuck up every kid's ass in America in school. That's what's going to be waiting. Nobody does it like Barack Obama. It's an important election, guys. Just over 20 days left. Now more than ever, we need a new realm. Politics. We need some compassion, empathy, leadership. We don't need people who will stand there, do nothing but peddle blatant, outright lies and gaslighting just to try and take power. Don't let it happen, America. Don't let it happen. We're better than this.